Jay, a reader's written to us asking, I drive frequently between Mumbai and Pune, around 2,500 kilometers a month. I'm looking for a automatic, economical SUV under 25 lakhs.
2,500 kilometers a month. Okay, that's a lot. So, petrol auto is out of the question. He'll lose a lot on efficiency. So, his only options are a strong hybrid, which is the Maruti Grand Vitara and the Toyota Hyryder, or a good old diesel, which is available in the Hyundai Creta or the Kia Seltos.
Low running costs. How can you ignore an EV? You have the MG ZS EV. It's about the same price as these guys when you factor in on-road prices. So, I think you should consider it at least.
Fair point. I think let's give him a detailed reply.
Done.
So we've devised a plan. We'll drive from our office here in Mumbai to Koregaon Park in Pune, stop there for lunch and come back here itself and give you the actual real-world calculations.
Somil, just before we get started, I wanted a clarification. You've come with the Toyota Hyryder, but not the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara. And Jay, you too, Kia Seltos, but not the equivalent Hyundai Creta. Why?
Well, as you know, the Toyota Hyryder and Maruti Grand Vitara share their underpinnings, their powertrains, and are built on the same assembly line. So, all the comments here for the Toyota Hyryder hold true for the Grand Vitara as well.
And it's a similar story with the Seltos because it shares its underpinnings with the Creta, the same diesel engine, the same powertrain, the same features as well, and in terms of the space and dimensions, it is quite identical. And since this is a powertrain comparison more than a direct car comparison, I think it makes sense.
Okay, fair enough.
अगर आप इस वीडियो को हिंदी में देखना पसंद करेंगे तो प्लीज जाइए वॉडका इंडिया के YouTube चैनल पे.
Alright, no more wasting time, let's get going.
Let's go.
We started the drive from the Autocar office with our choice of powertrains and were quite adamant that the ones we chose were the perfect choice.
Now, why diesel? Well, honestly, since I know it, it has been the absolute king of highways. You know, it's just that mile-munching ability of a diesel engine is unmatched. And yes, a strong hybrid is very good in the city, but when you're out on the highway, when you have nice, long, open roads, wide roads, that additional torque that you get, that really does help a lot, especially during overtaking. Of course, it lacks in that low-end response in comparison to a petrol or a hybrid or definitely an EV. But when you're out on the highway, when you're at 80, 100, just above 2000 RPM, and it just ambles along, you have a full tank that shows well over 850 kilometers of range. And just the fact that you can get it almost anywhere is such a relief.
Personally, I think hybrids are best of both worlds. Now, on one hand, you have the efficiency and the smoothness and the responsiveness of an EV. On the other hand, you have the flexibility and the usability of a petrol engine. And the best part is, efficiency of this hybrid system is so good, it can put the most efficient petrol and even the most efficient diesel engine to shame.
And of course, Nikhil backed his choice, which was the MG ZS EV.
Among the things that you'll immediately take to in an electric car is the silence. Now the powertrain is quiet irrespective of what speed you're going at. You could be going at 20 and it'll be quiet. You could be going at 120 and the powertrain will still run quiet. And what that gives you is a very relaxing environment to be in. Of course, the other highlight is performance. Now the MG ZS EV isn't the most over-endowed of EVs that we have in India, but even so, performance is really, really good. It feels ready, the power comes immediately, and you don't have to work this motor hard as you would, say, a petrol engine or a diesel engine when you want to overtake. Just a quick dab on the accelerator pedal and you get the power that you need.
As we hit the expressway and subsequently crossed the Khandala Ghat, Somil thought it was best to check up on the efficiency status of all the cars.
Guys, just a quick one. what's the range on your instrument clusters?
So I'll go first. I have 197 kilometers of range left. This ghat was really brutal. 12 kilometers of ghat took away 28 kilometers of range and 8% of the battery.
What's surprising is that even I've lost quite a bit of efficiency. Till the time we were cruising on the expressway, it was showing 23. Just after we crossed the ghats, my fuel efficiency is showing 20.
Jay, what's your efficiency number?
Okay, so the diesel being the king of highways, my range is well over 840 actually, and my kilometers per liter is 16.5 right now. It was 17.4 before the ghat. It just dropped immediately as soon as we started driving uphill.
Nikhil, what was the range when we started this test for you?
340 kilometers. I've lost 140 kilometers in about 100 kilometers of driving.
It was smooth sailing once again over the second part of the expressway, especially since I was in the comfy and feature-loaded Seltos. The others, not so much.
It's 37 degrees outside and I'm pretty chill here with the ventilated seats on. How's the ZS treating you, Nikhil?
Well, I'm comfortable, but if it's a dig at my lack of ventilated seats, well played.
No reason to be too happy because I have both ventilated seats and a lot better seat comfort than on the Hyryder. The Hyryder is like sitting on a rock. This is absolutely like a pillow and I'm loving every bit of it.
I have to agree with you there.
Clearly, the Seltos has an advantage when it comes to interior and comfort, so why wouldn't I rub it in their faces?
Okay, anyone want to play a quick game of feature trumps? Because I clearly am going to win here.
Well, the Hyryder is pretty well equipped too. I mean, it has 360 camera, heads-up display, ventilated seats, so pretty much everything that you have.
Yes, but everything that you have, I have, and it is better. The screens are larger, the camera quality is infinitely better, and it just is a better, well-appointed cabin. I also have an 8-speaker Bose system. I think you both have a 6-speaker setup.
Look, it has all the goodies you would want. It's got a nice touchscreen, it's got connected tech, it's got digital dials, it's got the nice materials. Speaking of which, the Toyota, lot of hard plastics inside, especially the Hyryder, which has a lot of parts from cheaper Marutis, if I'm not wrong. Saumil, maybe you would like to confirm.
Toyota has done a good job, alright, with the dressing up of the interior. I mean, there are quite a few soft touch plastics on the inside, and the brown color scheme, it certainly looks upmarket, whatever you say.
No matter how hard they defend the ZS and the Hyryder, the feature list is plenty of proof that the Seltos is the one to beat here. And since the Seltos won this fair and square, they had to pull it down with something.
Jay, just wanted to know your thoughts on the government's 10-year diesel ban in cities like Delhi. Must be a bit painful, no?
Well played. Yeah, it is painful, especially because this is such a sought after diesel, very good on refinement. It just doesn't feel like an old school clattery diesel at all. But yeah, it is a sad state of affairs that diesels are running out, and this is actually one of only 2 cars in the segment that gets a diesel, which is absolutely perfect for long trips like these. But yeah, I mean, you hit me where it hurts.
Along with a lengthy feature list and efficiency, what's also important on a long distance SUV is the ride comfort.
The ZS EV is good but not great on ride comfort. At low speeds you'll find the setup a bit firm. It can't keep out surface imperfections quite as well as the other two, while at higher speeds the setup comes across as a bit soft. There is this up and down movement that stays with you on a long journey.
The Hyryder feels like a fundamentally sorted car. The suspension exudes a sense of toughness, and that you can feel when you are tackling bad roads. Now sure, the ride quality is a bit on the stiffer side, at least at low speeds, but the faster you go, the flatter it feels, and this is not an SUV to wince at the sight of bad and broken roads.
However, if you want the most comfortable car, it is the Seltos that gets the soft suspension, good enough to soak the highway bumps, and hugely comfy seats as well. One area it does lack in, however, is the outright performance, which of course Nikhil ensured we never forget.
Seeing that you have so much to say about your fuel economy numbers, quite a whooping there, no, for you guys?
Nikhil did have a point, since performance is where you just can't beat an EV. As we got closer to Pune, the diesel and hybrid were as relaxed as they could be, with no range anxiety whatsoever. But Nikhil had been very smart too.
What I haven't told them is that I've done a bit of research before heading out for this little road trip, as you would with an EV. I've found out the chargers in the vicinity of where we are going, and the place I'm recommending has a DC fast charger, and I think over our lunch I'll just plug it in so that the return journey won't be stressful.
Guys, we're having fun right now cruising on the highway, but let me just remind you, we are going to enter Pune. Pune that is being ready for metro, and traffic is going to be at its absolute peak, so all the best. Just wanted to make you all suffer as well.
And I wasn't wrong. We hit Pune and in no time were in the thick of traffic, with no signs of Nikhil's famous restaurant that he so loved. Navigating and sending the ADAS on the Seltos in a frenzy, we finally found out Nikhil's master plan.
Almost there. Just a few hundred meters.
It better be worth the drive.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
What is this? Where have we come? I don't see any restaurant.
Can't believe he did that. He got us all this way just to charge his car.
I knew when he said I'll lead the way, something was off.
Yeah, it's Arey, just go na, next building. Next building has all the nice restaurants.
As Nikhil pulled up to the charging station, the ZS EV had 35% battery with 135 kilometers of range left. However, while he thought his master plan had worked, sheer luck was against him. While we were enjoying lunch, Nikhil failed to check his phone, in which he had been notified that the charging had been stopped at just 59% with a range of 198 kilometers, which was just about enough for the 178 kilometer trip back.
Now, EVs hate going against gravity, but what goes up must come down, and on a Mumbai-Pune-Mumbai journey, the journey back from Pune is actually mostly down. And that means that I will actually be gaining quite a bit by virtue of regen. So at the moment, the ghat hasn't started, but I still have about 135 kilometers of range with 40% charge. Let's see what the 30 odd kilometers to follow will help replenish onto the battery.
After a long day of driving and testing all these three cars back to back, what is the verdict? Well, let's start with the MG ZS EV. Now, being an EV comes with challenges of its own. Yes, you can drive in a super efficient manner and probably do a Mumbai-Pune-Mumbai in just one single charge. But then that will require a significant amount of patience and effort from your side. And if you happen to plan your journey by stopping at a point where you think there's a charger, there's a question mark on whether the charger is working or if the charger is free. Then comes the hybrid. Now, in theory, the Hyryder is actually the best of both worlds. It is feature loaded, it is quite nice to drive, and it is super efficient. However, the Hyryder isn't the most comfortable long distance cruiser on account of its seats.
This whole day has been long but extremely comfortable thanks to this car. Now, it might not be the most refined of the lot, of course the EV takes the cake for that, or the most efficient as per MID standards. That obviously goes to the hybrid, the Hyryder, but it has been such an easygoing experience throughout. Just the effortless cruising ability is what makes this such a great mile muncher. If you want that one car to do nice long distance trips, and that's what the question was about. I want that car. I do a lot of running, 2500 kilometers a month. That is a lot of ground. So if you're going to do that kind of stuff, then this diesel is a super bet. And because the person in question wants to do exactly this route, the Mumbai-Pune grind, this car is more than perfect. And the running cost of the EV will be significantly lower, but to have this as a package, with the engine, with the gearbox, with all these features, and the big one, the comfort, the seats, you have all the equipment on offer, you have, pretty much everything that you ever need. A great sound system, you have a very crisp information display, safety with level 2 ADAS. So yeah, I think, in my books, even though it might not be as efficient as say the hybrid, it still does all the other things really well.
By the end of the day, it was very clear who the winner is, and the question was answered as well. For a reader confused between a hybrid, diesel and EV, it is the diesel automatic that is the better choice. 2500 kilometers of monthly driving not only requires efficiency but also comfort and peace of mind. The Hyryder with its hard seats and missing creature comforts, and even the ZS with its charging hassles would not be the best bet. Also, the fact that the Seltos is the most affordable of the lot only strengthens its case further. Diesels might be fading away, but clearly they won't go down without a fight. If you have lots of running and don't want to skip out on comfort or features, the Seltos diesel automatic is the one to go for.